Ei, gente, tudo bem? Boa noite. You know that I almost forgot about making the video for you, but it's still, Saturday, so you have the whole day tomorrow to go over these, okay? So, as I told you in class, please remember to write, okay? Just looking doesn't help. So, quais são os dias da semana? So, copy the question and the answer so you get used to everything, okay? And remember that the dictation will be based on page 39, that dialogue you have there, okay? All the words that I'm going to use in the little paragraph were taken from that dialogue, okay? So, if you know how to write what's in there, you're good to go. So, quais são os dias da semana? So, remember that qual means which. So, because the question is in the plural, dias da semana, so I'm using quais, ok? Então, quais são os dias da semana? So, you start the sentence answering os dias da semana, and then you have the verb. Os dias da semana são. So, you start. Domingo, remember that you don't capitalize days of the week. Domingo, segunda-feira, vírgula. Terça-feira. The computer is making it easy for me. Segunda-feira, terça-feira, quarta-feira, vírgula. Quinta-feira, vírgula. Sexta-feira, vírgula. And then there is no comma between the and, okay, in Portuguese. E sábado, acento agudo no E, sábado. Quantos meses há no ano? So please remember from now on all these question words, okay? Então, qual, which, or what. Quais, it's the plural. Quantos, like how many. So meses is masculine, okay? So you have to say quantos. Quantos meses há no ano? So how many months are there in the year, okay? So remember when you have the verb a, that means there are, and it doesn't change. So you're asking about the quantity. So you're going to start the answer with a. H maiúsculo, né? A 12 meses. So you see, guys, look at this. If you use the singular, it's mês, okay? Month. Now the plural, what's going to happen? The accent mark is going to disappear, and because you have an S, you cannot add the S. You have to add an E before the S, okay? Então, há 12 meses no ano. Quais são eles? So now I'm asking which. So which are they? So now you're going to write the months, the names of the months. Do not capitalize, okay? It's just like days of the week. Janeiro, fevereiro, vírgula. Março, C cedilha, vírgula. Abril, vírgula. Janeiro, fevereiro, março, abril, maio, vírgula. Junho, vírgula. Julho, vírgula. Agosto, vírgula. Setembro, não tem P, presta atenção. Setembro, vírgula. Outubro, vírgula. Setembro, outubro. Novembro, vírgula. Não tem vírgula, né? E dezembro. Que horas são? So every time you ask que horas são, what time is it? Is always that question, okay? Então, que horas são? So here, 6 is plural, so the verb is going to be in the plural. São, opa, que isso? São 6:40. Or you can choose to say it's 20 to 7. Então você vai falar são, because it's 20 minutes, right? São 20, and then 2, it's going to be para. São 20 para as 7. Do not say horas, okay, guys? Que horas são? Now, uma hora is singular, so the verb is going to be in the singular. É 1:10. Do not say horas, okay? Because if you say horas, you have to say horas em minutos, okay? Então, if you wanted to say the whole thing, you would say é 1h10. But you cannot just put one and leave the other out, okay? So don't write anything to make it easier. Que horas são? São 3, acento circunflexo, não é? São 3:30. Or you can say são you can say, 30, you can say that or and a half, ok? São 3, acento circunflexo, são 3:30. And it's going to be feminine because hora is feminine, so half an hour, ok? São 3:30. Que horas são? So here you can say it's 12:15 or it's noon and 15 minutes, okay? And so if you decide to say noon, it's meio-dia. Dia is masculine, so half a day, it's going to be meio, okay? So notice that. Hora feminino, então meia hora, half an hour. Now, half a day, meio-dia. So singular, letra maiúscula, né? Because you're starting the sentence. Meio-dia e 15. Meio-dia e 15. Or you can say it's 12:15. So 12 is plural, so the verb now is going to be in the plural. São 12:15. Que horas são? Remember that horas is feminine, so the number 2 has a feminine form. So you're going to say são 2:30. Let's put meia. São 2:30. Ou 2:30. São 2:30. Conecte as colunas. So make sure you know how you spell this word. So just don't connect them, okay? Practice writing them. So introvertido, extrovertido. Chato, like boring. It's not here, it's down here. Interessante, okay? So the opposite of chato é interessante. Otimista, pessimista. Dinâmico, calmo, okay? Now notice that otimista and pessimista, it doesn't change. It's always, the adjective always ends with an A. Now, dinâmico, you have the masculine form and the feminine. Dinâmico, dinâmica. So when you do the exercises, whenever you do these exercises, guys, please remember that you have to agree the adjective with the noun. So if I say, for example, I am a woman, so I'm going to say I am a dynamic woman, okay? I am dynamic, so eu vou falar eu sou dinâmica. Now, if you're a guy, you're going to say eu sou dinâmico. Now, if you're talking a bunch of girls, elas são dinâmicas. You're talking about a bunch of guys. Eles são dinâmicos, okay? So always remember that adjectives in Portuguese agree in gender and number, okay? So pay attention to the noun. Dinâmico, calmo, responsável, irresponsável. Notice the sound, irresponsável. So in the dictation, whenever I say irres, you hear the sound res, you know that you have 2 R's, okay? Qual é o oposto? A professora está na frente da mesa. So the teacher is in front of the table. So notice that here you have na frente de, o oposto é atrás, behind, ok? Então, ela está atrás da mesa. Notice that na means em mais a na, ok? In the front of the table, ok? In the front of the table. O computador está em cima da mesa. So the computer is on top of the table. So of the, de a, da. Então, ele, and remember that computer, we don't have the neutral pronoun in Portuguese, it. So every object in Portuguese, it's either ele ou ela, okay? He or she. O computador está em cima da mesa. Ele está, so the opposite is under the table. Ele está debaixo da mesa. Como se diz em português? Onde está Maria? She's between João and Carlos. Então, ela está. Notice that. Vanessa, how do I use the verb ser ou estar? Whenever something or somebody can go from one place to the other, or can be put in one place or the other, so you have to use the verb estar, okay? You use the verb ser when the thing is not, you cannot move the thing, okay? So, for example, where is the library? You're not going to say onde está a biblioteca, because the library doesn't go around, okay? So you're going to say onde é a biblioteca. And remember that I told you in class that you can say onde é, or you can use the verb ficar, onde fica a biblioteca, okay? So you can say a biblioteca é ao lado da McLean Tower, ou então a biblioteca fica ao lado da McLean Tower, ok? Onde está? Então ela está, so she is between. So you know that Maria can go from one place to the other, so you have to use the verb estar. Ela está entre, so that's the word for between, entre João e João e Carlos. Onde está o Tiago? So where's Tiago? Ele está, acento agudo no A, ele está ao lado do Mateus. Ok? Então, he's next to. Complete com a forma correta do verbo. So, please look at the subject so you can conjugate the verb accordingly. Ok? Então, nós, todos os dias, and you have to use the verb estudar. Nós Nós estudamos todos os dias. Eu não blá 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 com meus pais. O verbo morar, que quer dizer to live. Eu não moro com meus pais. Eles blá 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 de jogar futebol no domingo. So the verb gostar, to like. Eles, so they like, eles gostam de jogar futebol no domingo. Meu amigo blá 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 de bicicleta nos fins de semana. And the verb andar, so he likes to ride bicycle. The verb andar means to walk, but the expression to ride a bicycle, we use the verb andar. And it's the same thing with to ride a bus, to ride a bicycle, to ride a car, okay? It's always going to be andar. Andar de ônibus, andar de carro, andar de bicicleta. Então, meu amigo gosta de andar de bicicleta nos fins de semana. Eles nunca blá blá blá. O verbo almoçar, to have lunch. So they never have lunch at 12. Eles nunca almoçam at noon. Eles nunca almoçam ao meio-dia. Escolha a opção correta. Eu me chamo, and then you write your name, right? Eu me chamo, blá blá blá. Eu moro, and then you have Knoxville. Knoxville is the name of a city. Usually you don't use the article. Only it's like Rio de Janeiro, for example, you're going to use u because the name of the city contains a noun, okay? Rio means river. But normally the names of cities do not require the article. So you're just going to use the preposition, okay? I live in Knoxville. It's going to be em, okay? Eu moro em Knoxville. Eu estudo, and then you say in the. So now you have the preposition in the. So the is universidades feminine, so it's going to be a. Então, eu estudo na universidade. And then Tennessee, the state. Now you're going to have to ask me, okay? Because some states in the U.S. we use the definite article, and some we don't. So we say a Califórnia, a Flórida, o Tennessee, a Carolina do Norte, a Carolina do Sul. Now, a Dakota do Norte. Agora, Nova York. You don't use the article. Massachusetts, you don't use the article. Rhode Island, you don't use the article, okay? So you gotta ask me, okay? So, Tennessee, you do use the article. So you're going to say, eu estudo na Universidade do Tennessee. Eu estudo português com a uma. So here, it's not any teacher. right? It's a definite teacher. You study Portuguese with me. Então, eu estudo português com a professora, né? I study with the teacher, the teacher Vanessa. Now you're talking about this specific class. So now you're going to specify the class. The Portuguese class is not difficult. So you're going to use the definite article. A aula de português não é difícil. It's not difficult. Mas so the teacher, because you're still talking about the definite teacher. Mas a professora é exigente. Exigente means demanding, okay? Ela não é blá 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 Estados Unidos. So Estados Unidos, United States. So you see that you have the name, you have a noun in the name, just like Rio de Janeiro. So here Estados Unidos, so United States. So states is a noun, so you have os Estados Unidos. So when you say she is not of the United States, that's the preposition we use in Portuguese, ok? Então, ela não é dos Estados Unidos. Ela é and Brasil, o Brasil, né? You have to use the article. Então, ela é do Brasil. So remember that before names of cities, you don't use the article. Before names of countries, you use the article, ok? Então você fala o Brasil, a França, os Estados Unidos, o Canadá, a Colômbia, o Japão, a China, ok? You're still talking about you're still talking about me, ok? So a professora não gosta. And then falar is a verb. So there is no article before it. So you're just going to use de. A professora não gosta de falar. She doesn't like to speak English in the classroom. So now you have the article, indefinite article. Sala is feminine. So na sala de aula. So in the sala de aula. So classroom in Portuguese, you're instead of saying classroom, you're going to say room of class, ok? Então, na sala de aula. Nós sempre perguntamos e respondemos em português. So we always ask, the verb to perguntar, e responder, the verb to answer. So we always ask and answer in Português. Eu gosto de português, ok? Because it's something in general. I like Portuguese, ok? Now, if you say, I like the Portuguese class, then you're going to use da. Eu gosto da aula de português. Mas tenho 5 cursos, então é difícil, né? But I have, o verbo ter, né? I have 5 courses, so it is difficult. Fins de semana, so on the weekend. So remember that fim is F-I-M-E. So when you have the plural, the M is going to disappear and you're going to replace it with an N before you add the S, okay? So fins de semana plural, nos fins de semana eu gosto de fazer, because you have a verb, so you're just going to use the preposition. I like to do several things. And then you have the colon, okay? 2 pontos. So I like to go to the movies, okay? Ir ao cinema. So cinema é masculino, so it's a masculine word, so you have to say ao. Eu gosto de ir ao cinema, dormir, to sleep in my house. Então, minha casa, dormir na minha casa, watch television, assistir televisão, comer, so eat in a restaurant. So now it's going to be em restaurante, okay? Because it's eat in a restaurant. If you say no, it's going eat in the restaurant. So you're talking about one specific restaurant, which is not the case because the restaurant doesn't have a name, okay? If you give a name to the restaurant, you could say, e gosto de comer no restaurante Braseiros, no restaurante Chipotle, okay? Às vezes, that is an expression, so it's always as. Às vezes, visito meu pai e minha mãe. So sometimes I visit my dad and my mom. Now, guys, one way for you to practice this, write this paragraph, okay, with the correct preposition and article. Very good exercise. Okay. now you're going to answer these questions about the text, okay? So, sobre means about. Agora responda. So, now answer these questions about the text. Como você se chama? Eu. So, every time you have você, you have to answer eu. And then I'm asking, how do you call yourself? So, you have to say, I call myself, okay? Então, eu me. And then conjugate the verb for the first person. Eu me chamo, blá, blá, blá. Eu me chamo Vanessa, ok? Onde você mora? Opa! Eu moro. Eu moro em Knoxville. Deixa eu ver aqui. Eu moro em Knoxville. Quem é a sua professora de português? Quem é sua professora? Who is your Portuguese teacher? So you're going to say my Portuguese teacher, ok? Então, minha professora. Now let me tell you, instead of saying minha professora, you can just substitute this and use the pronoun. That's what pronouns are for, right? So you don't have to repeat the whole thing. So you can just say and you avoid making a mistake, right? Então, quem é a sua professora de português? Ela é a Vanessa. Ela é a Vanessa. A aula de português é difícil? So now there is no question word. So when there is no question word, I'm forcing you to say yes or no, ok? Então, a aula de português é difícil? Não. A aula não é. So you have to say, no, the class is not. So you have to repeat não, ok? Não. A aula não é. Now you have the verb. Não é difícil. Acento agudo no i. Como é a professora? So when I ask how is the teacher, I'm not asking you how is she doing? No. I'm asking for characteristics of that person, okay? It can be physical, it can be personality traits, okay? Como é a professora? So what did I say here? A professora, she's demanding, right? Como é a professora? Então, ela, so you can substitute and use the pronoun. Ela é exigente. De onde ela é? So notice that about Portuguese. In English, you say, where is she from? So the preposition is at the end of the sentence. In Portuguese, it's going to be at the very beginning. De onde ela é? Então, ela é, so she's from Brazil. Ela é, she's of the Brazil, né? Ela é do Brasil. Opa. Ela é do Brasil. Ela gosta de falar inglês na aula? So now there is no question word, so I'm forcing you to say yes or no. Ela gosta de falar inglês na aula? Não, vírgula. Ela não gosta. Remember what I told you? If it's third person, ele, ela, eles, elas, you don't have to worry about the verb. Just repeat the verb. You have to worry about the verb when it's você or vocês, because then you have to answer eu, I, or we, okay? And then conjugate the verb accordingly. Ela gosta de falar inglês na sala? Não, ela não gosta de falar inglês, acento circunflexo, na sala. In the classroom. Em que língua vocês perguntam e respondem? So, in which language do you guys, right? Now it's plural. You ask and answer. So, nós. So now you're going to answer with nós, right? Because it's vocês. Nós perguntamos e respondemos em português. Acento circunflexo no E e S. Não tem E depois, hein, gente? O que você gosta de fazer no fim de semana? So, what do you like to do on the weekend? So, when I ask you, what do you like to do on the weekend? You're not going to say, I like to do dance. I like to do eat. No. You're going to just use the verb that expresses what you like to do, ok? Então, o que você gosta de fazer no fim de semana? So, ir ao cinema. Então, você vai falar, eu gosto de Ir, so whenever one verb is conjugated, the other one has to be in the infinitive, ok? I like to go. Então, eu gosto de ir ao cinema, vírgula. What else? Dormir na minha casa, vírgula. Comer em um restaurante e comer em um restaurante. Comer em um restaurante e, não tem vírgula, e assistir a TV. Ok? Assistir televisão. Em que região? Responda as perguntas sobre Rio e São Paulo. So here, please take a look at the PowerPoint presentation that we saw in class and take a look at the book on those pages there, okay? So, em que região ficam as duas cidades? So notice that in the previous question, o que você gosta de fazer, you have o, okay? So what's the difference? When do you use o que, or just que? So here's the thing. Região is a noun, okay? The word is a noun. So that's why you have que. Now, when there is no noun, you ask o que. So, for example, what do you like to do? There is no noun. Now, what day is it? So, que dia, because the word dia is a noun, okay? So, in what region are the two cities, okay? Rio and São Paulo. Remember that I told you that the verb ficar substitutes for the verb to be, okay? And it's very common. Em que região ficam as duas cidades? So you're going to begin to answer. As duas cidades, né? The two cities, as duas cidades. Now you repeat the verb. Don't worry about changing the conjugation because it's third person, right? As duas cidades ficam na. So now you're going to say em a região. So what happens? Can you leave it like that? Em mais a? No. So you have to change this and you have to say na região. So if you think it's easier for you to do this when you're writing so that you don't forget, just write the preposition and the article and then erase and put them together, okay? As duas cidades ficam na região sudeste, the southeast region. Oops. Quais são as duas atrações turísticas mais famosas? Então, so as duas atrações turísticas mais famosas do Rio. So, né? So, which are the most famous tourism attractions in Rio? So, as duas atrações. So you see, answering questions is very easy because you just have to structure the answer and find the information the question is asking for. As duas atrações so you have to have the subject, okay? So this is the subject. Turísticas, as duas atrações turísticas mais famosas do Rio. And now you have the verb. So the two most famous touristic attractions in Rio are são o Cristo Redentor e o pão de açúcar, né? The sugar loaf, o pão de açúcar. Como se chamam as praias mais famosas do Rio, né? Então, so how are the beaches called? The most famous. Então, as praias mais famosas do Rio. Now you use the verb. It's third person. Don't worry about it. Just repeat it. As praias mais famosas do Rio se chamam Copacabana e Ipanema. I showed you the song, right? A garota de Ipanema, the girl from Ipanema. Por que São Paulo é muito importante para o Brasil, né? So why is São Paulo so important? Porque so now because it's just one word, okay? When you ask why, you have two words. Por quê? Aqui por quê? But you say it the same way. Por que São Paulo é muito importante para o Brasil? Porque São Paulo é, so because São Paulo, né, São Paulo é a maior, the largest city, a maior cidade e and it is the financial capital, né? E é um grande, so you can say it's a big financial center, ok? É um grande centro financeiro. Ou um grande centro econômico, alguma coisa assim. Quantos habitantes há na área metropolitana? So, São Paulo, just the capital is 11 million people. Now, the whole metropolitan area, then it's 19 million, right? Quantos habitantes há na área metropolitana de São Paulo? So, remember that here you have the verb haver, so you just start with it, okay? Há, acento agudo, há 19 milhões de habitantes em São Paulo. Let's just put it. Ser ou estar? Eles, blá, 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 universidade. So, they are at the university. So, they can be anywhere. So, ser ou estar? The verb estar. Eles estão na universidade. Onde brasileiros, let me write this. Onde é o, to make it easier for you. Restaurante brasileiro. So brasileiros is the Brazilian restaurant, okay? So restaurants do not change places, so you have to use the verb ser, okay? Onde é o restaurante? And remember that instead of é, you can say onde fica, right? The verb ficar substitutes. Time, it's always, always, always the verb ser, okay? Que horas são? Que horas são, Vanessa? Opa! Que horas são? Minha mochila, blá, 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 ao lado da porta. So, your suitcase, your backpack is next to the door. So, your backpack can be anywhere. So, you have the verb estar, né? Minha mochila está ao lado da porta. Os Beatles, they are from England, ok? Eles são da Inglaterra. So, nationality, it's always the verb ser. Os Beatles são da Inglaterra. Eu não, blá, blá, blá. I am not worried about the test because I study every day. Então, eu não estou preocupada. This is not a permanent condition, okay? If you are talking about a permanent characteristic, when you say, I am a worried person, you would say, eu sou preocupada. Now, when you're talking about a test, so you're not permanently worried about a test, right? So it's going to be the verb estar. Eu estou preocupada com a prova. Eu, blá, 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 otimista, responsável e animada. So here you're talking about permanent characteristics of your personality, okay? I am optimistic, I am responsible, and I am very upbeat, okay? Sou animada. Então, eu sou otimista, responsável e animada. Now, generally, I am patient, but today I am totally without patience. So normalmente, so this is your permanent characteristic, okay? Normalmente, eu sou paciente, but today, so this is a temporary condition. Hoje eu estou totalmente sem paciência. Now, don't worry about, using one or the other because we are going to see this in more detail in lesson 2. So, for the test, I'm going to have the verbs separated, okay? Estar e ser, but you need to know how to conjugate these verbs, okay? Because they are irregular, so make sure you memorize the forms. Okay, 50. Escreva as operações. 52 mais 25 são 70 87. 36 mais dois S, 62. São. Somebody has asked me, can I say 62? No, no. When you don't have any nouns, you're always going to use the masculine, ok? So, 36 mais 62 são 98. Thank God it's already there, right? 45. Opa, 45 mais 41 são 86. 59 mais. Opa, MAIS. Mais. Não, it's menos, right? 59 menos 38 são. I'm not waiting for that to show. São 21. Ok? So, is going to be in the masculine, as I said. Complete com o pronome interrogativo. Blá, 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 dias em uma semana. So, you're asking the verb you're asking about quantity, okay? Every time you have so it's going to be quantos, because dias is masculine. Blá, 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 presidente do Brasil. You're asking for identification. Who is the president? Quem? Quem é o presidente do Brasil? Blá, 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 meus livros. So, are my books. So, where are my books, né? Onde estão meus livros? Você, you like to do on the weekend. So, what you like to do on the weekend? Então, o que você gosta de fazer? Now, you see what I mentioned before. Dia is a noun, so you're going to say just que, not o que. Que dia é hoje? So, what day is today? That's it, guys. We're done. Ok, so até segunda. Um ótimo domingo para vocês, tá?